You did it. The late night study sessions, the end of year deadlines, all of those assignments. You balanced school, work, and life. You dug deep and achieved so much. It's amazing what you've learned about the world around you, about yourself. It hasn't been easy, but then the most valuable experiences never are. It's been doubly hard given the circumstances of the past year. And now, the last essay is handed in. Your final exam has been written. An important chapter has ended, but a new one has just begun. Your narrative, written in your voice and your distinct style. Go forth, Trent graduates. Take your knowledge and experience and share it with the world. Because the world needs you now more than ever before. It's more complex, more divided, a planet at the crossroads, and it is waiting for your skills, your expertise, your enthusiasm. It's waiting for you to leave your mark. Congratulations, graduates. You did it. You succeeded. You deserve this moment of recognition. So get comfortable, sign into the chat, join your friends, families, and all those here to cheer you on. It's time for Grad from your pad. It's time to celebrate you.
Welcome, fellow graduates, to Grad from Your Pad 2021. My name is Wendy Walker, and I'm the president of the Trent Central Student Association. Before we begin, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge that Trent University is located on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to the First Nations for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings. Grad from Your Pad is certainly one of the most unique convocation ceremonies in Trent history. We will be the first, and hopefully the last, graduating year navigating and adapting to new ways of learning and living during a global pandemic. We should all be proud of our accomplishments. What a year! We came together to overcome new challenges and put our Trent education to the test both inside and outside of the lecture hall. Looking ahead, I know this year and all your years at Trent have prepared you well for whatever the future holds. Fellow graduates, enjoy this celebration. Today is all about you. You deserve to be celebrated, and your loved ones who have spent the last year supporting you deserve the opportunity to celebrate alongside you. Congratulations. Now it's time to let Grad from Your Pad 2021 begin.
Hello everyone. A heartfelt congratulations to our graduates. It is an honor to be sharing this moment with you. I think I speak for all of us here today when I say we are so very proud. My name is Michael Kahn. I am the Provost and Vice President Academic here at Trent University. I recently joined Trent because, like you, I wanted to be part of an institution with boundless aspirations, one that enriches lives by encouraging students to go beyond their expectations. In what has been an extraordinary year, it has been heartening to see the commitment, resilience, and creativity of our students, faculty, and staff all working together in the true Trent spirit. Today, we are joined by graduates from across our undergrad programs. Studying across the sciences, humanities, and social sciences, you have challenged the way you think. Continue to embrace these different ways of thinking. It will serve you well in the future. I hope that you have cherished your experience at Trent and have many wonderful memories. Whether it be the knowledge and experience gained in your lectures, labs, or on the land, or in participating in college and campus life, such as in sport and recreation, student clubs and societies, or contributing to communities locally and globally, you are now well prepared to make an impact on the world. As you move on, seize opportunity by dreaming big. You are capable of so much. Go ahead and take on those difficult challenges. Explore. It's a big world out there. Search for your passion. Go beyond your boundaries. You will learn about yourself and the world around you as you discover. Build strong communities by making a difference and inspiring those around you to contribute positively to the fabric of society. We cannot wait to see what you will achieve and to celebrate in the successes that will make your Trent family extremely proud. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for being part of Trent's journey and for allowing us to be part of yours. Stay safe and well, and congratulations.
Good day. Welcome to a beautiful day at Trent's Peterborough campus. My name is Leo Groark. I consider myself fortunate to be the 8th President and Vice Chancellor of Trent University. Today, I have the distinct honor of congratulating all our graduates on this remarkable occasion. The completion of your university degree is a monumental accomplishment and a highlight of your achievements as a student. It is an achievement that deserves celebration, some reflection, and some well-earned compliments. This is exactly what we want to do here. Pay tribute to you, our newest graduates. Whether you're joining us from around the corner, from another province, or from elsewhere around the globe, I hope you feel the support and love of your Trent family. In recognition of our grad from the pad, I'm joining you from Trent's pad, the pad on the podium of the Battle Library. In honor of this important occasion, I am in full regalia, complete with my green Converse running shoes, a new tradition which has been established by our Honorable Chancellor, Stephen Stone. Though we aren't able to be together in person in this year of COVID, I know that parents and families, spouses, partners, and friends are joining us to help make this a milestone celebration you won't soon forget. I encourage everyone in the audience to join the conversation. Share your enthusiasm and leave your memories, messages, and shout-outs to the graduates in the comment section. Connections like this are the Trent way. Graduates, I encourage you to revel in the proud and celebratory moments of this occasion. Today does not mark the end of something, but rather the beginning of something new. You are not leaving the Trent community, but joining the ranks of prestigious Trent alumni, including famous authors, scientists, artists, religious and political leaders, as well as teachers, researchers, medical practitioners, and all-round good citizens. I believe that Trent has prepared you well for the exciting and challenging adventures ahead. We look forward to welcome you back to campus as a member of our extended family. Enjoy this moment as a special time to imagine a bright and bold future, which will create a life of consequence and a purpose that is uniquely your own. Congratulations.
President Groark, Provost Kahn, members of the graduating class, honorary degree recipients, faculty, family, and friends. I was a student here at Trent back in the 60s. The university was so new then that we didn't have a formalized student government, or a newspaper, or a radio station. We were all involved in one way or another with creating those institutions and others. In my case, I was particularly involved with the newspaper, and in fact was the one who gave Arthur its name. It was meant to be a temporary placeholder, since late at night, as we were about to go to print, we still didn't have a name that didn't sound stilted or obvious. And while we all laughed at the name, we thought, well, it'll do for this week, and by next week we'll come up with a real name. Now, of course, over 50 years later, it's still called Arthur, and proudly so. In fact, 2 years later, when we were founding the radio station, I wanted to call it Radio Free Arthur, but was overruled, and it was called the somewhat staid Trent University Radio Service, and of course, ultimately simply Trent Radio. So back then, Trent had only recently been founded under the guiding principles set by its first president, Tom Simons. But those principles live on today. Tom became a mentor of mine. He passed away just a few months back, but his vision for Trent, his legacy, endures and has shone through each of you as you have so admirably and resiliently adapted to the extraordinary challenges of this past year with the agility, the flexibility, the curiosity, the openness, and the compassion that has been fostered within you each and every day here at Trent. Tom's vision was that to challenge the world requires education, but not just any education. Rather, an education which trains us to think in new and innovative ways. And the foundation of that unique education is a multidisciplinary approach to formal classes combined with a college system of interaction and social learning. That, in very short form, is the secret sauce of Trent University. That's the Trent system. If you have heard me speak before, you know that I think of you, of us, as being a new hope. The phrase "a new hope" comes from the title of the first Star Wars film, and it reflects my belief that we are, like a small rebel force whose mission is to save the world. A student asked me recently whether my thoughts had changed in any way because of what we've all been through this year. My answer was, and is, that if anything, I believe even more that you are the new hope. The pandemic is starting to recede, but even when it's gone, there will always be challenges to face. And because the world around us is changing at such a rapidly accelerating pace, the next decades will continue to be tumultuous in one way or another. Whether we're talking about environmental change with climate at its core, or technological change with artificial intelligence at its core, or social change with isolation and divisiveness at its core, and democracy under threat, the world in the coming years is going to be almost unrecognizable. The world is going to need to be saved, and that's where you come in. The ability to respond effectively in the face of these massive changes is going to require a certain kind of mind, a certain kind of heart, a certain kind of soul, a certain kind of graduate, you, a product of the Trent system, someone who thinks in new and innovative ways, someone who is part of the Rebel Alliance. So I congratulate you, each and every one of you, for your efforts and experiences here at Trent. Many students will graduate this year here in Canada and around the world, but you are unique because you have been, are, and will remain forever an integral part of the Trent University community. You are forever imbued with the unique secret powers of the Trent system. But with these powers comes responsibility. Your responsibility is in every day, in ways sometimes large, but most often small. Your responsibility is simply to save the world, and you will do that. Not that you need to do anything spectacular, but rather in our everyday lives, using the skills which have been imbued in all of us here at Trent to face and embrace the challenges which will absolutely arise in the coming decades, not in anger or frustration, not with rigidity, not by saying, well, that's the way it's always been done, but rather, as I said earlier, with the agility, the flexibility, the curiosity, the openness, and the compassion that has been fostered within you each and every day here at Trent. And if each of us can, even just a little bit, work these qualities into our everyday lives and relationships and interactions, then together we can be a powerful influence, a movement towards saving a world that must be saved. Yes, the time has come to start saving the world. So I say to you now, by the powers vested in me as Chancellor of Trent University, I now declare the degrees, the diplomas, and the certificates recommended by the University Senate be conferred upon you, the graduating students, our new hope. Congratulations and well done.
Before all words can be spoken, we bring greetings to all of creation. We give thanks for the rising of the sun and the light and warmth that it brings. We give thanks for another day of life. We give thanks to those who care for us in these challenging times. We give thanks to the scientists who uncover the secrets of the universe to find ways to protect and heal us. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, graduates. In the custom of the first peoples of this land, we offer the sound of the drum and our voices to honor our Mother the Earth. We send our profound and deepest thanks to all of creation. We greet the world with humility and embrace the richness and diversity of life. In the Anishinaabe teachings, the sound of the drum represents the original sound of the universe. The heartbeat of creation reverberates still throughout the universe and infuses our being with life. We sound the drum to connect us with all of creation, to honor and celebrate life, and to remember to live with humility and kindness among all living beings. We offer these words of praise to those who are graduating this day. We offer these words of thanksgiving to those who have made these accomplishments possible. We offer these words of respect and honor to those who bring dignity to our lives. We offer these words to remind us of the 7 grandfather, 7 grandmother teachings to live with respect, kindness, honesty, sharing, courage, and strength. We offer this song to restore our minds. And we offer this song to accompany you on all of your travels. May you travel well, and may your lives be filled with grace and dignity. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, I have the pleasure of presenting Unity and the Honor Song. They will sing a song called Sacred Fire. This song honors the indomitable spirit within all living beings. Unity. Okay.
Way hi-yo, hi-yo. 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 Oh, way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, 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 hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, 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 hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, 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 hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, 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 hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo. Way hi-yo, hi-yo.
Now that we've seen the official addresses, it's time to see you, graduates of 2021. Join the online chat and cheer on your classmates as they share their I Did It photos and videos, and let the spirit of Trent into your home.
Thank you for such a great honor. I'm going to try to keep my remarks concise, which I admit has never been my strong suit. But then again, I've never been part of a pandemic graduation, so we are definitely all learning to adapt. But here I sit, as do you, most of you sitting alone in a room with a computer in front of you. And yet I can still feel the energy of that beautiful campus. And of course, most of us had never even heard of Zoom before COVID. And now look, it's really become a vehicle for the very essence of education and communication, and now today, graduation. So I truly love that Trent is calling this grad from your pad, making the best of a situation that none of us could have predicted. It means so much to me to be recognized by a university that stands for ingenuity and inclusivity. And at this moment in time, those two words pack such a big punch. The ingenuity that you were all forced to find inside yourselves to make this day even happen, to create an environment for learning and resist the urge that so many felt just to close up your laptops and give up when this pandemic fell on top of us. You barreled on through, and that, whether you realize it or not, has made you stronger for the journey that lies ahead. And it's always such a funny thing about history. You never actually recognize it when you are living it. And believe me, you are living it. You're going to feel the impact of this moment in time for the rest of your lives. And along with ingenuity, it's the inclusivity of your soon-to-be alma mater that also makes you, as graduates, so special. I've heard from so many students about the kind of outreach that's happened at Trent. Of course, not in the university pub or cafe, but in the community of students, just checking in to see if a classmate who may have flown under the radar is doing okay during this pandemic, is coping. And don't let those friendships be fractured by this forced isolation, because it will end and you will need them. And if this time in history has taught you one thing, let it be to slow down, to sit still, as hard as that is, and to really appreciate the positive things that you have accomplished. A university degree against all odds, and the knowledge that you should take nothing for granted going forward. I think we have all learned that things can change so quickly, but today is a milestone moment. And I know that you imagined yourselves walking across a stage with your friends and family cheering and hollering from the sidelines, but they are there. Virtually, they are there, minus the embarrassment, though. And of course, the challenge of navigating a stage in proper shoes. I'm just imagining most of you are in running shoes right now. So there are some silver linings. You just have to find them. But take pride in having overcome this massive obstacle in your path. Again, an obstacle no one could ever have predicted, and make it a cornerstone for your future. I have to say, though, as a journalist, I have one more piece of advice, and it revolves around the thing in your hand, or as mine beside your laptop, your cell phone, and all that it can do to either help you or hurt you. And of course, I'm talking about all those social media feeds that are drawing you in, tempting you, judging you, and putting you in a box created by someone else's algorithm. Don't fall for it. Consider the source of every single thing you read and absorb and hold in your heart and your head. You have now achieved one of the greatest accomplishments in the world, an education. And trust me, I've been to so many places in this world where what you have in your hand, an education, a degree, that is just a dream. So don't squander it with online manipulation of those who don't have your best interest at heart. Protect it. It's yours. You've earned it. And remember always that words matter. In a tweet, in a Facebook post, in a handwritten letter. I always think of that great country and western song, Don't Press Send. So now and again, you have to turn that up to volume 11 when you want to say something on one of the social media feeds. Give it time, think about it. And the same is true when you read something, absorb it, and again, consider the source. And now I am sure that I have gone on too long, but I hope that if you remember one thing I've said today, it's to be proud. You have made history today, and the future is so much brighter because you're in it. Thank you again for this incredible honor of speaking with you. I wish that we were all together on that beautiful campus, but there is that again to look forward to in the future. And I wish you great luck in discovering your path. Congratulations, class of 2021.
I want to definitely thank you, Chancellor. Thank you to the Trent community for even considering me and now bestowing this honor of an honorary doctorate of laws. Trent has always been a university that has been ahead of its game. When I was in university and in CEGEP, the destination was the elders gathering at Trent University. It was always a place where I knew Indigenous issues were on the forefront of the university, and hopefully solutions to some of the issues that we face in Canada with that relationship and in mending a very broken relationship. So, the thought of now being inducted in and to be given this, honor of a doctorate of laws is it wasn't even in my thought process when I was young. And so it's kind of like I'm giddy and really happy and honored. I only wish I could be there with you to celebrate all of you graduates. You have come through such a hard time. This studying, living, surviving, all the things that we've had to kind of change in this pandemic. But most of all, coming through that and obtaining your degrees in such a hard environment, in such a different environment, such an uncomfortable environment. I wish I was there to celebrate and to see the looks on your faces of maybe happiness, a little relief that it's done, and excitement for what's coming in the future. I have thought, in light of this, I really, really thought, like, what could I tell these guys? They've been through so much. It's been such a crazy time. Unprecedented has been a word that's been thrown around a lot. And what could I possibly tell you? What wisdom could I impart upon this graduating class? Well, like I said, we're emerging from some hard times, and these hard times have included this worldwide pandemic, events like the death of George Floyd and the protests and that erupted across the United States and Canada and the world, talking about racism, talking about what does that mean in human rights, and what are the basic values that our societies should uphold dear. We have seen the rise and now the passing of a celebrity president, but along with that, a populism and many will say a white nationalism. But these discussions, these things that have shaken the way we have seen the world in the past, the way in which things were done, we've been shaken. Yes, shaken. And perhaps some of those statements, like that's just the way it is, are now no longer cornerstones of our society and how we see the world. We've peeled back. It's like the peeling back of the layers, in this time where we've been doing things so differently. This is the way it is, like how and where we should work, getting married, having children, attending a funeral, getting educated. All of these things have changed so drastically. We've had to reinvent rethink, really get down to the very core of what we're trying to achieve, because the process has had to change because of the pandemic. It has actually been a time for me personally where, my whole world changed. The work I did was all in person, and that couldn't happen anymore. I really, really flipped me on my ear, and I had to reimagine myself. Well, it also made me ask questions like why, how, what? Why is it like that? Why are they angry? Why are they protesting? Perhaps you've asked yourself these questions. How? Maybe the how. The how did it get to be that point? How is this happening? And what? Like, what can we do about it? Hopefully you've been asking yourself that question. And most of all, I hope you've been asking yourself the question, what can I do about it? What will I do about it? You've had years, your degrees, your graduate studies, maybe your PhDs, where you've been in an environment of critical thinking, of challenging yourself, looking at things differently. That's education. But the world has made that change. We have seen sort of the rise and fall of celebrity. We've also seen the power and influence of social media, which have made us question sort of cornerstone things like the media and all of these things that we need to maybe reimagine, look at, revamp, and think outside the box of how these important roles and important things in our society are going to look moving into the future. We've also learned that as individuals are not immune to world events. We are not immune to the things that happen down the street, across the country, and across the world. If the pandemic has taught us anything, is we definitely are impacted by things and events and diseases and viruses from across the world. We have learned things in this last year that I never thought I would learn. Like, what is a virus? What's a variant? How are vaccines developed? How are these viruses contagious, and what can I do to stop them? How can I manage my fear with logical thought processes and critical ways of thinking and getting through this whole thing with my emotions intact and my fear tamped down? But these skills have made us stronger. They've made us more resilient. And, I think about as we emerge, the Great Reset, the COVID reset, it's exciting to think that perhaps we can reset and rethink and reimagine where we're going in the future. And perhaps you're asking yourself, as you're stepping outside the walls of Trent and getting into the workforce and going out into the world, you aren't going to have your professors asking you anymore the what, how, why. That what, how, why has to be inside of you as you move forward in life. And what does that reset look like to you? How do you want to make the world better? What do we need in this world? And how are you going to make it better? What is your role? You don't have to change the entire world. That's not what I'm saying. But you can take a tiny little slice of it, and you can work really hard. You can fill that tiny little slice with more love, more compassion, more empathy, more peace, more human rights. And if we all do that, and we all work really hard on our little piece of our world, of the world, we can make it better. And I ask, what does it mean to be Canadian? What does it mean for you? You are allowed, you're the generation that gets to reimagine that future. And does it include things like human rights for all? Can we achieve, with this new reset, maybe we can think outside the box and achieve that great experiment, where no matter what race, religion, sexual orientation or identity, geographic location or economic level, that you can achieve your greatest potential in peace and respect. That's what I dream for my children and my grandchildren. And you have to ask those questions. How, why, what, and what am I going to do to make that happen? And if we really want to see that future where we can all celebrate that identity, it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of reimagining. But I believe that you are up. If you can work your way through to your degrees in these hard times, I think you're up for the challenge. You're up for that incredible opportunity. Now, lastly, I'm here because there's a little bit of a legend created about me. Some of it true, some of it not true, but all exciting. You've already started to create your legend, the one that's going to be told to your great, great, great grandchildren. Their mother and father will use your story as an inspiration or maybe a little bit of a cautionary tale. But you get to write it. You get to write that legend. And no legend is really awesome without a lot of adventure, without overcoming, without great loves and passion. I hope you write a legend that is so dynamic and so incredible that it's not only told to your great-great-grandchildren, but to all great-great-grandchildren. And I hope you have a lot of fun while you write that legend. I want to wish you all the best of luck, and once again, congratulate all of you on your great, great accomplishment.
Are you ready, Leo?
I'm ready.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring this sunny weather.
Oh, happy trails to you till we meet again.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Happy trails, everyone.
Happy trails.